Good evening. I'd like to call the Board of Trustees of Indian Head Park meeting to order, the January 9th, 2025 meeting. Can we please have a roll call, please? Clerk?
Trustee Saldana.
Not here.
Trustee Eck.
Here.
Trustee O'Laughlin. Here. Trustee Donnersberger. Trustee Svetka.
Here.
Trustee Gazis.
Here.
And President Amy Jo Wittenberg.
Here. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I would like to start out and provide a very short report this evening, just to remind everybody about the Wolf Road Phase 1 redesign. We had a meeting on December 11th where we presented 3 Wolf Road alternatives that are all online at wolfroadstudy.com. There is also the presentation that was provided by myself at Cook County and Strand Engineering that is available for your review in a replay on the YouTube channel for Indian Head Park. The links are all provided here and on our website, as well as on wolfroadstudy.com. Also, I want to make sure to remind everybody that feedback for the Wolf Road alternatives is due tomorrow, Friday, 1/10/2025. We want your feedback. There are a variety of ways to provide feedback. You can call the Wolf Road Study team. You can also feel free to email them. Since it is tomorrow, snail mail probably will get there by tomorrow. So please use info@wolfroadstudy.com, or you may call them at 779-803-4285. So please get your feedback in by tomorrow. We have our senior congregate meal on 1/16 at 1:30 at Village Hall. We will be having an entertainment and free senior meal for those that want to come and join us. Please RSVP to Barb at 708-603-2259, and the Saddle Shoe Sisters will be performing. So if anybody wants to hear 40s and 50s and 60s music, come and join us for a free meal and an entertainment program. I'd also like to take a moment to celebrate National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Today, on National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, we pause to express our heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women who dedicate their lives to keeping our communities safe. Your unwavering commitment, sacrifice, and courage do not go unnoticed. To the officers who serve with integrity and protect us day and night in Indian Head Park, thank you for your service. Let us stand together in support of those who work tirelessly to uphold justice and keep our community safe. Tonight we honor Corporal Cassane for his proactive investigatory efforts for a case he has diligently worked on for months, and also celebrate the hard work of our chief, commander, corporals, assistant to the chief, and all of our officers. Thank you. Now, can I have a motion, please, for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to pass the consent agenda.
Second.
Do we need a roll call? Or can I have a roll call vote, please? Is it questions now, or
I have a question.
any questions on consent agenda before we have a roll call?
Just a relatively minor item is that we're sent the package of information, and it looks like we're going to have a relatively short meeting today. But getting that package of information on the preceding Friday rather than a couple days before the meeting would be appreciated. It gives us more time to read those items that require a lot more attention, and so I just wanted to make a note of that. That's just my only comment.
So noted. And I understand the request, and ideally we would have it ready the Friday before. I will point out the Friday before was January 3rd, and we had off January 1st. We typically don't have the books closed from the month before, so a lot of the information in the packet is our financial reports, which take a couple days after the end of the month to put together. So that's my reason for this time, but in the future, we will keep that in mind.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions on the consent agenda before we go for a roll call vote? Hearing none, can we please have a roll call vote?
Trustee Eck,
Aye.
Trustee O'Laughlin,
Aye.
Trustee Svetka,
Aye.
Trustee Gazis.
Aye.
4-0, the motion carries.
Great, thank you. Moving right along to new business. I think we can turn this over to Chief Walsh for the police award presentation and also a swearing in of our new police officer.
We'll bring Officer Bishop up there first. Randy graduated the police academy on December 12th with flying colors, correct? Yes. He's currently assigned to the field training program. He's on the midnight shift right now. He's doing an excellent job, and we just want to get him properly sworn in here. I know he's sworn in at the academy, but we want to sworn in here too. So raise your right hand. On my honor. I will never betray my badge, my integrity, the community I serve. I will always hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, the laws of the state of Illinois, and the ordinances for the Village of Indian Head Park. I will faithfully discharge my duties as a police officer for the Village of Indian Head Park to the best of my ability. Congratulations, Brian.
Welcome aboard.
Introduce the wife and talk a little bit, or just who you are and a little bit, or you don't have to, it's up to you. Huh? I'll say a few words. Okay, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me this evening. It is a great privilege and honor to be working here at Indian Head Park. I was very much surprised by the amount of support I've received, and I do look forward to continuing working in the months and years to come and having such a quality group of people to be working with. So I know I'm in good hands here, and I promise to do my best to my ability to support the community, and I hope this community would do the same with myself and my lovely wife. So thank you all again, and I look forward to the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great. Chief, would you like to present the award, please?
Want me to swear him in or present the award?
Oh, you could do either one, whatever you want to do.
First, John.
Sure.
Yeah, since the awards took the corporal.
Ready? On my honor. On my honor. I will never betray my badge. I will never betray my badge. My integrity. My integrity. For the community I serve. For the community I serve. I will always hold myself. I will always hold myself. And others. Accountable for our actions. Accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution. I will always uphold the Constitution. The laws of the state of Illinois. The laws of the state of Illinois. And the ordinances of the Village of Indian Head Park. The ordinances of the Village of Indian Head Park. I will faithfully discharge my duties. I will faithfully discharge my duties. As a corporal. As a corporal. To the Village of Indian Head Park. Corporal to the Village of Indian Head Park. To the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. Congratulations. Thank you, Chief.
For a second, it's up to you. I just want to recognize John for the work that he's done on this case. I know we're all familiar with it. I'm just going to read a quick blurb about what we had. The other one was a little more lengthy, but the Cook County State's Attorney's Office has approved charges for Emmanuel Cueros Marquez with armed robbery, aggravated battery with a firearm regarding the incident that occurred on August 28, 2024. Cueros Marquez and his accomplice responded to an advertisement on Facebook Marketplace to purchase jewelry. The victim agreed to meet the offenders near Wolf Road and Joliet Road as he worked nearby. Both Cueros Marquez and the accomplice brandished handguns and demanded the jewelry. The victim was then shot in the upper right leg. The offenders fled the scene. However, LaGrange Park PD stopped them and detained them for our officers. Indian Head Park Police detectives went over there where they were able to get a positive identification of Quiros Marquez. A firearm was recovered by LaGrange Park PD, and the firearm matched the ballistics of the projectile and the shell casing recovered by our detectives. Once all evidence was reviewed, charges were approved. Both charges are Class X felonies, which require a minimum of 6 years sentencing and a maximum of 30 years for each offense in the Illinois Department of Corrections. I just want to say that Corporal Kassane jumped through hoops. The state's attorney put a lot of demands on him. He met them all and was able to get these charges. I'd be remiss with not recognizing LaGrange Park PD. We had other assistants, and they did a great job, but LaGrange Park PD made the stop. They realized that we had an incident. They made the notification to us where we were able to respond over there and get the person positively identified. They conducted a lineup for us, and they downloaded the body-worn cameras, everything we needed for the state's attorney to get this done. So it was an excellent job by them as well. But anyway, I'd like to bring Corporal Kassane up now for this award. He really did an excellent job.
That's okay. All right.
This is Award of Merit. This acknowledges that Corporal John Kassane has been recognized for exemplary investigative work to secure charges of armed robbery and aggravated battery with a firearm on Emmanuel Quiros Marquez for the incident that occurred on August 28, 2024. Presented on this day, it was an excellent job, John. Really, really superb work. So just wanted to recognize him. Probably have to go get a picture with Chris here. Come on.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I just want to say on behalf of the Board of Trustees and myself, thank you for everything. I know Corporal Kassane had other help, both from LaGrange Park, the chief, the commander, and all of the other people that helped you with this case, so thank you very much. Moving right along to item B. Can I please have a motion for item B, please?
I'll move that we are declaring Resolution 202501 surplus property, which is property that came from Heritage Center as surplus.
Can I have a
I'll
second?
second it.
There is one additional item on the list that did not come from the Heritage Center, and that is some radios that the Public Works Department is no longer going to be using. We have canceled the account for that, and in so doing, Joe has saved the village about almost $2,000.
Yeah, a year, yes.
Yeah, a year. So just wanted to give that shout out. But those are near the bottom of the list is the Public Works radios. Everything else, yes, as you said, came from the Heritage Center. It includes instruments, bookshelves, and chairs and desks. So
If you want to see some of those relics, they're in the back of the room.
Nice looking musical instruments.
Yes. Any other questions on the list of surplus property that Gavin has discussed, both the Heritage Center as well as Public Works radios? Any other questions? Hearing none, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee
Aye.
Trustee O'Loughlin?
Aye.
Trustee Svetka?
Aye.
Aye.
4-0, the motion carries.
I think you may need a new mic there. I think it's died. Okay, moving right along, that motion has passed. We will now move on to item C, discussion of tree management plan project. Gavin?
just to be clear, this is not an action item. It doesn't necessarily need the board's approval, but we wanted to share it with the board so you know what we're up to as far as trees go. Development of a tree management plan benefits the village by helping us with other grants and other sources of funding to install trees, plant trees around the community in the parkway and on public land. This was discussed at the Tree and Landscaping Committee. They concurred with staff's plan to engage Pin High, the Pin High Consulting Group, which is operated by Thomas Brannon, who has been an employee of the village in the past in public works, but his expertise, he's a arborist, he's has a background in urban forestry management, and he's going to be helping us with applying for grants as well as just developing this overall plan. This will also help us with the Tree City USA certification and getting the Tree City USA Growth Award.
Any questions on the tree management plan? Hearing none, I don't think we need a vote on that, but that's just for information only. So if you do have any questions after this evening, feel free to reach out to Gavin. Moving right along to item D, scheduled committee of the whole meetings for 2025.
So I've mentioned committee of the whole meetings before. We've had a couple, but I wanted to get them on the calendar for the whole year. I'm looking at quarterly meetings. I passed this out this evening because I wanted to give you an idea of the topics we would cover at each of the meetings. Right now, I have them, with the exception of the meeting in November, I have them on the fourth Thursday of each of these months, every third month. And starting in February, we had one in February of last year, and we had one in September of last year, but I wanted to get these more regular and in our schedule and our rhythm and pattern of how we meet. But I'm open to discussion and rescheduling these. I just wanted to start the conversation with you all. And again, I've listed some of the possible topics for that. This would be more of workshop type sessions where we could discuss freely without having to call anything for a vote, but there would be no action taken at these meetings. It would just be for discussion purposes and getting down at kind of a workshop level on budgets, on goals, on reviewing our performance and our accomplishments and all that, including an annual report, which we're proposing to do an annual report for the whole village in May after our fiscal year ends at April 30th. We'll be able to gather up a year's worth of accomplishments and also do some preliminary numbers of our financial performance. And that's what I have before you. If we want to continue discussing this, we can come back at the February meeting at the second week, Thursday of February, and finalize this plan.
But do we need to make sure that right now that 220 works, right? We're going to go forward with 220?
I would like to, if
Okay.
everybody
Does
can
everybody
pull out
feel
their
that that's
calendars.
a good date or not?
No, I'll be in Florida.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we'll have a quorum potentially. I think it's going to be difficult in the winter at the winter meeting. So I do believe legally you can join remotely.
As long
is
as
that
there's a
correct?
physical quorum.
For COW, for a
Here.
committee of the whole, council?
The Open Meetings Act limits the ability of an absent member to participate only in certain circumstances. However, if it were understood that he was not participating as a member of the Board of Trustees and was there more of an observer who could
Yeah.
occasionally weigh in, there's probably not an issue, particularly since no votes would be taken.
Yeah.
As long as he's able to weigh in, though.
As
That's
he-
the
as
important
what-
thing
as
for
what?
Charles.
Able to,
Weigh in.
Oh, yes,
I know
well,
you
I-
would like to weigh in.
Yeah, so we'll make sure that that could be accommodated, because I know with everybody's schedule during the winter months, We want people to be there, but we're not going to wait for everyone to be here if people are out of town, unfortunately. And it's important that we get moving forward with really creating the metrics and standards and key performance indicators for how the village will be, is being managed and will be managed in the future. And the only way to do that is to do it through a committee of the whole. Everybody's got to buy in to what we're doing and what we're going to be doing. So we'll move forward with 2:20, and then if we don't have a quorum, we'll figure that out quickly and select an alternate date, if that makes sense. Thank you. All righty. Seeing there's no old business, how about public comments? Do we have any public comments from the audience? Would you like to come up to the microphone, please?
Hi, my
Yeah,
name
good
is
evening.
Rafe Galloway. I live on Pontiac Drive with my grandmother, and being part of local politics was my New Year's resolution this year. So,
Well, welcome.
thank you. I hope to bring some insight that is unique because of my age and demographic, and some ideas that are unique as well. I had a question and an idea that I wanted to bring to the table, and my question. Sure. My question comes from something that's a little scary. At least it scares me. Now, I understand that President-elect Donald Trump is going to be taking executive power in the United States fairly soon. Now, I'm not entirely up to date on news, but at least before November, he was having some discussions about mass deportation. So I wanted some assurance from any of the relevant parties that here in Indian Head Park, there aren't going to be any kind of traffic stops to check information or, searching of people's residences for, evidence of a need for deportation. So if I could hear from any of the relevant people or individuals.
The state of Illinois we're not allowed to work with immigration in any way, shape, or form, so I wouldn't be concerned with that at all.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Would you like to move on to your next idea?
Oh, yes, of course. I don't plan to take long at all.
Oh, no, that's okay.
My only thought is that if there should be a relevant time and the willpower in any of the decision-making here in Indian Head Park to implement ranked choice voting as opposed to first past the post, I would be in strong support of that.
As opposed to what?
As opposed to first past the post, which is the standard where you have to make a certain percentage of the vote, most likely a majority of a vote, for something to go through. What I propose as an alternative is ranked choice voting, where instead the votes are presented, or the options are presented individually, and you are able to rank them 1, 2, and 3, or however many there are. The votes that went to the least popular option go then to the next most popular for those people who didn't get their least popular option, so that more people are satisfied with the outcome of the vote.
Well, we'll certainly, at our Committee of the Whole meeting, talk about whether that's a priority of the board to be discussing and from a policy standpoint. And we appreciate you coming, and you can feel free to come and join us any second Thursday of the month and come join us with any ideas. And we'll talk about that and see if there's any interest in looking at that from a policy perspective.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rafe. Moving on to reports. Trustees. Trustee Gazis.
No report.
Trustee Seska.
I'm sorry, I do have a report. It's very brief, though. So just to let you guys know, our last landscape committee meeting was held on the 18th of December, and at that time we welcomed 2 new members to join the committee, so that was pretty exciting. We're really happy to have them. Our next landscape meeting actually is not until February, so it's on the 19th of February at 6:30 p.m. That's on a Wednesday evening, if anyone would like to join us. One last thing I wanted to mention, just if there's any community interest, Lyons Township is holding a tree canopy improvement meeting this upcoming Monday, the 13th of January. That is unfortunately at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. It was originally scheduled for Wednesday in the evening, but they have moved it to a midday time. So if anyone is interested and available, that will be held at the Lyons Township office here locally right down the street. That is all that I have to share. Thank you.
And do you know if someone's going to that meeting or not?
They literally just sent the email
Oh,
out
okay.
today about changing the day and time,
Okay.
so I am not sure.
Okay, let me know so we can, I know you may not be able to.
I definitely
So,
can't,
yeah.
unfortunately, but
I'll
yeah,
figure out who can go to that. That would
for
be.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you for that report.
Of course.
Trustee O'Loughlin?
Yes, I just wanted to talk a little bit about as far as the Christmas event, the holiday event, which was on December 21st. I want to thank all the volunteers that helped out to have this a successful event. I mean, it was very popular. Everybody was coming, which I was shocked when I walked in. The whole boardroom was filled, and which was great. It was a nice turnout, and as well as the reindeer outside, and that it was a big hit. So thank you, everybody, and we look forward to doing it again this coming year. So we already put in for Whispering Pine reindeers to come again in December. Thank you.
Trustee Eck?
Very briefly, the Finance Committee for this month is going to be held next Wednesday, Wednesday the 15th at 4:15, and of course, it's open to the public.
Village Attorney? Village Administrator?
I just want to go briefly over something that's before you, and it's going to be on the screen too, and available for those watching at home. But this is a summary of funding that we have been granted from the federal government and the state government, but has not yet, actually some of it has been received. The ARPA money has been received, but it has remained on our books, not as a revenue received yet. It will not show up as that until we have spent it because of the way that was set up. But I just wanted to let you know where we're at on receiving these funds. At the top of the sheet is funds from the Department of Community and Economic Opportunity, and that's a state department. In 2001, we received $500,000 for general infrastructure improvements, and we received a grant for $175,000 for Joliet Road sidewalk land acquisition. The land acquisition item, it turns out that if we were to build a sidewalk on Joliet Road, we wouldn't need to acquire any land. So I have asked DCO, and they're looking into this, whether we could use that funding for some other purpose. And they're going to get back to me and let me know within a couple of weeks whether we can repurpose those funds. We haven't gone through any kind of process to decide if there should be a sidewalk on Joliet Road. We haven't done the background work on that. So it would be ideal if we could use it for any other purpose, and then we could revisit that project later on. The general infrastructure improvements, we are going to be able to use that to reimburse ourselves for any capital improvement projects that we've done since 2021. There are plenty of opportunities to get to $500,000 there, and all we need to do, I have to restart the application process. The money is there, it's designated for Indian Head Park, but we have to fill out a budget and application to get that money in our bank account. So I'm working on that. The ARPA funds, it's a similar situation. These are funds that we've already expended. We just have to account for them. We have to submit our projects to the federal government through the ARPA portal so that we can get credit for those projects and not have to send any of that money back. And again, we'll use the pump house project. We did do debt certificates that covered most of that project, but there is some that wasn't covered by the debt certificates that we'll be able to use this money for. We'll be able to use it for some of our water and sewer projects also. and additional items that weren't included in the contract for the pump house, such as the heaters that were installed by our staff, but we can do that purchase and the installation costs. Flooring that wasn't included in the reconstruction of the project, chlorine analyzer, and other items. So we will be able to account for all of those funds. And then finally is the FY 2024 community project funding that we got through Congressman Kasten's office. We will receive reimbursement of funds for two projects. It's water lining on Joliet and lining the water mains on Roofers Road as well. And those projects are to come. Right now, we're in the environmental review process. Strand is beginning that process for us, and we have to complete that process before we can expend any funds that we expect a reimbursement for those projects. But Joe will get us going on those projects and work closely with Strand to get those done. We have until 2032 to spend those funds. So that's just a report.
Are any of these funds already received and included in the 3.2 million that we're showing as in the bank as of the end of the year?
The ARPA funds would be the only ones that meet that criteria. That's the $505,736.
Okay.
They are in our bank account, but they are not accounted for as revenue in our audit at this point. But we'll get them. They will be in the audit that is being completed right now.
So the balance are funds to come to cover future expenses?
Yes.
Thank you. Nice presentation.
They can actually cover past expenses too, but yeah.
So I'm correct in saying the $500,000 was allocated to Indian Head Park, but was never collected from Indian Head Park. Is that correct?
Yes, that would be accurate for the $175,000 and the $500,000, and then the $974,000 is also not collected yet. It won't be until we've spent that money. The top two. Well, the $500,000 for general infrastructure improvements from DCO we can get reimbursed for projects we've already completed.
So to me, this is a huge win. I know how much time Gavin spent on this, and thank you very much. Moving on to Mr. Coons for Public Works, please.
Thank you. Just a couple brief updates out of the pump house. The project's complete that we budgeted for. We just have like one mounting bracket that needs to be done, and I believe the guy's coming out tomorrow to repair that. We still need to get Metropolitan, that is the company that controls our SCADA system, to come out and hook up our new chlorine analyzers that we have there. But we're waiting to do another project also with them. We have an old panel from when they did the construction that we purchased in the past, and we're going to mount that panel at the Public Works building, and it monitors the pressure and would give us alarms and so forth there if we needed it. And since the panel is paid for, why not install it and use it? It would be a waste to just not. So we're going to get that hooked up, so I'll have Metropolitan come in and do those two things at the same time. We're going to install the panel at the Public Works, and then they'll come in and fine-tune everything for it. We did get that second heater hooked up the last couple of weeks, and Public Works Department has began painting inside the walls and so forth. So we're getting that all cleaned up in there. And then also, as Gavin mentioned, we're going to be doing the floor in there as well. We have a contract with a outside contractor to do the floor. It's kind of like the garage flooring that you see, just to kind of complete that project to make it look real nice in there. One of the issue we have here at the Village Hall is the fire suppression system had a leak. So we're kind of under construction in the finance office there. We got a big hole in the ceiling. They came in, did some measurements. We're hoping they're in tomorrow to do the repair. And we also need a new compressor because we're not up to code for that as well. But hopefully we'll get that fixed. Then we're going to have to repair the drywall in there as well. So kind of an emergency situation came up. The Heritage Center, the guys at Public Works have been working hard in there. We got all the books removed that were boxed. We have them stored at the Public Works facility. As we mentioned, the instruments were removed. We just have a piano that's still over there that we're trying to get somebody to take off our hands via, I don't know, selling it or donating it. But we'll get that out of there before the demolition process. The computer equipment was all removed over there. The accounting department is going to cancel the Comcast account there, and we'll return any devices that's needed. I've canceled the pest control service over there. That's done. I've canceled the alarm service. They're going to come pick up their stuff tomorrow. I also contacted the fire alarm system. They're going to come pick up their stuff tomorrow. Whatever they want, the panels or alarms, so that'll be done. And then also, I have 2 calls in to 2 different underground companies to have the water disconnected from the main. It's not our water system, it's LaGrange Highlands system, so I've been in contact with Jason Shepler, who's in charge of the department over there, to make sure that we do the disconnect according to what he wants. So I've passed that along to our contractor. So that's in motion as well. We met with M.E. Simpson this week to discuss the valve turning project that we want to get done, and we got them a shape file of our map of our system so that they have something to go by, and that should be starting soon as well. Met with the accounting department in Gavin this week to start discussing the budget and combining things and getting some numbers going. The Public Works Department started taking some of the Christmas decorations down in town, and that's as brief as I can make it.
Great, thank you. You've been very busy, and we appreciate everything you are doing on your team. Chief?
I wanted to mention that Kathleen Sullivan Ryan was a police officer for Indian Head Park, passed away, I believe, today. I worked with her husband, Charlie, for years with Cook County. She was, well, character to say the least, a lot of fun to be around. And I wish the family, I want to express my condolences to the entire Ryan family. Just a really good person. I believe she was the first and only Indian Head Park police officer. I think she was the first pensioner, the first person to collect a pension from Indian Head Park, and she was a lot of fun to work with. I'll leave it at that. But she was a good person. I knew her brother. Her brother's a Chicago fireman, Sully. But anyhow, we have 2 new officers. They started the academy on Monday. By onboarding them a month early was extremely beneficial. They went through all the Lexipol policies. They rode with Commander Gardner, Corporal Cassane, and other officers. They went to calls. They responded to calls with them. Like I said, they did all the policies. They know the geography, and they're just way ahead of the game. Speaking with Commander Gardner, he seems to think that we could cut the FTO training program in half and get them on the street 4 weeks after the academy as opposed to the 8 weeks. So it was really beneficial, so thank you for that. Corporal Cassane is going to continue to go through the eligibility list and see if we can't identify qualified officers. Part-time officers, we had a lot of luck once we were able to increase their pay, hourly pay. It helped us get interest. We have 4 that we actually hired, and we have some on the list we haven't even addressed yet. So that's going to help. We have Paul Amos, who's covering a bunch of midnights. Tom Warren, who's from Midlothian, he's going to help on afternoons, and Tasso Malamis, did I say that right? He's going to work days so far, and we were hoping to get more. It's really been helping out. That was very beneficial, and I'm going to leave it at that. Notre Dame's losing 3-0.
Great, thank you, Chief. And I just want to let you know that you have the board and myself support to do whatever you need to do to get our staffing up and get those people in early if needed again, because we would love to get 2 more young officers into the academy in April if we can.
Yeah, that really
Thank
worked
you.
out. It really worked out well, so we'll continue.
So keep going down that wonderful list that the Police and Fire Commission have approved. Thank you. Is there anything else before we take a motion for adjournment? Did I get everybody? Did I forget anybody? Gavin, I didn't forget you tonight, right?
No, ma'am,
Okay.
you did not. You didn't ask me to do the treasurer's report.
Oh,
but
gosh, should I do that?
It's okay.
All righty. Seeing that there is nothing else, can we please have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Can I have a All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.